Now, before you kick that old sofa or chair to the curb, you may want to consider breathing new life into it by reupholstering it. Tamara's here to walk us through it. And T, the first thing I want to talk about is reupholstering an old piece going to save us money?
Well, I get asked all the time if people should reupholster older furniture. And 8 times out of 10, they're thinking that because they think it's going to save them money. And it's actually a misconception. But I love vintage furniture. And part of that is actually because of my booby Pearl. So in the 60s, my Zadie was a builder and she decorated all of his show homes. And so her house is full of like really cool gems. And I've been really lucky that she's passed down a few to me over the years as well.
Ooh, that is so sweet. So your grandmother passed along her sofa to you and you decided you were going to get it reupholstered. So what do we need to think about if we're going to go down this road? Because it costs about the same as buying a new sofa, doesn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes it can actually even cost more, but ultimately you're getting a lot more. I've been through this process a couple times recently with an old chair I picked up and this new old sofa, and I think there are 4 questions you should ask yourself for good reasons to make this the right choice. So the first one is if the piece is of sentimental value. Secondly, I would say if you want something really unique and custom, that's your chance. Also, if it's a piece where you know it's great quality and you want to save it. And lastly, really to keep things and furniture out of our landfills. I love when furniture has a story, and vintage furniture often does, even if it's not from a family member.
What do we need to know about getting our furniture professionally upholstered?
I would say beware the cheapest quote. It's tempting to want to save money, but often someone will just throw some fabric over the piece without even looking to see what's inside and what's underneath. It takes a lot of skill, and essentially a good upholsterer is taking apart a piece of furniture and rebuilding it again. I went to an upholstery shop in my neighborhood called Princess Perfect, and we collaborated on the redesign of this piece because when you're reupholstering, it's more than just changing the fabric. You have an opportunity to restyle, change the contours, change the details of a piece. So on this sofa, one of the things we did is to remove the skirt from the bottom, and that's a great, easy update as long as the legs are in good condition. You can add tufting or add channeling for a vintage look, or you can take away some of those elements to modernize a piece. So for us, we removed some button tufting that was on the top of the arms. We also removed an overhang at the side of the arm. And then we changed the placement of the piping on these cushions, like they're box cushions now. So all in an effort to make it more contemporary.
Who knew? I didn't know you could do that much in terms of changing the construction. That is so cool. Now, what do we need to consider when it comes to picking a fabric?
I sourced this linen-like texture from the JF & Co showroom. I really wanted something that made sense for a family with 2 kids and 2 cats. It's stain resistant. So if you have a fabric you want to use that's not treated in that way, you can ask your upholsterer to treat the piece.
Very cool. Okay, your grandmother's sofa turned out great, and it just shows you how saving a good piece of furniture from the landfill can be really worthwhile. T, thank you so much for those tips.